back to the raison d'être of the evening. Okay, this is great. This next one, I think this is. Now, not only I am a big fan of Jack's writing. It's amazing. I never knew you could write like that. I never knew you could do that. But I love the concept. And this next one, I mean, it sounds like a pub, but what a fantastic title. You know, I mean, you can't go wrong with this. You know, it could be anything, but the title alone sells it. It's just brilliant. The Tuba and the Nightingale. How evocative is that? And we've actually got a tuba in the shape of Mr. I've got to get the surname right. Mr. Michael Blackie. Oh no, sorry, sorry, Adam Griffiths.
Adam Griffiths.
I do apologise. Sorry. Adam Griffiths. That's a lot. I'm sorry about that lapse of professionalism there. A lot of names I've had to take in over the last day. So and Adam's going to play. Oh, and then we got something really special. Now then we got Michael Blackie. I've got the name right, I hope. And I heard this yesterday, and it's just brilliant. Okay, this guy is an absolute star. He's going to read this, and on top of that, as if that wasn't enough, we've got a lady whom is so special. They've actually made a statue out of her. How about that? What a great Liberty Spears. Yes, around it. So, without further ado, here we go. This is the last number of the evening. This is the icing on the cake. So just to get that, so Adam Griffiths will play for you now.
Tuba and the Nightingale. This particular Saturday afternoon in December, on the face of it, was turning out to be just as predictable as its recent predecessors. That is, if it wasn't for the fact that it just happened to be exactly 4 years to the day that Carol, my soulmate and wife for 41 years, had passed away. Coincidentally, it was our wedding anniversary on that very day too. Carol was my everything. At a loose end I was, as I stood at the street corner opposite the post office, just whiling my time away, which is what I usually do these days. That was until, just out of the blue, I felt her presence once again materialize beside me, comfortingly so, in the way she always did. It bucked me up no end. Brought a smile to my face, it did, because you see, between you and me, she's never left me in the real way of things. Whenever I really feel the need, she always manages to come up trumps, so to speak, often just in the nick of time, just the way she did on this particular day in question. Deep down, I always knew she would, because to me, it was a foregone conclusion. She would never forget our wedding anniversary. Then, as though it was preordained, we just happened to hear some rather familiar sounds seeping forth from the slightly ajar upstairs window of the Blue Note Bar. Though a trifle unusual for this time of day, it was tantalizing, and we, true to form, succumbed accordingly. Like two flies heeding a spider's overtures, we subserviently made our way up those well-trodden stairs to further investigate this rather unusual state of affairs. Irksomely, I had to pause a while at the first landing to catch my breath, which unfortunately is par for the course these days. But make it I did to the upstairs music bar, half believing that my ears must surely be deceiving me. But no, it was true, because there on the stage before our very eyes was a 6-piece jazz ensemble performing A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square. And very good they were too. But the icing on the cake for us was the sight of a real-life tuba, which was somewhat somnolently sat upon its genial-looking operative's knees, pouring forth in a way we could hardly believe. Because, you see, the tuba has always been a key part of our family's story. For donkey's years, I too had played the tuba until getting asthma threw a spanner in the works. In fact, me playing the tuba is how I met Carol all those years back, when she joined as the new vocalist in the band I was playing in at the time. Well, what can I say? The first time we clapped eyes on one another, we hit it off like a house on fire, we did. And the rest, as they say. Anyhow, somewhat taken aback, I ordered a pint of Guinness for me and a dry sherry for Carol, and then took a pew. You see, because tubas are somewhat thin on the ground around here, we were determined to make the most of the occasion, especially so when we realized the band were not to be trifled with, as they soared wherever the musical thermals of the day happened to take them. Beautifully so, I thought, especially when they were playing our favorite number of all time, A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square. I know, because I was there. So, with no more to do, I ordered another pint. Sensing that Carol was happy made me happy too. You see, Carol and me always agreed that the tuba, without a doubt, adds that little subtlety to a piece, like a comma does to great literature. To imagine either one without the other doesn't bear thinking about. Well, that's about the top and bottom of the way we saw things on this particular day. Delighted we were to be there, enjoying the outpourings of this very fine band indeed, who thankfully appreciated the importance of the tuba by giving it the free rein it so duly deserved. This led me to ordering another pint and, politely, asking that the most amiable of barmaids, if she would be so kind as to ask the band on our behalf if they could repeat their previous very fine rendition of A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square, before which the tuba player and I had exchanged knowing winks. It takes one to know one, I thought. The band agreed and looked delighted to be so. The vocalist, too, delightfully adding her wicked way in the order of things. They all played out of their skins, they did. Loved every minute of it, we did. After which we both stood and gave them a well-deserved standing ovation, which brought about smiles all round. Well, after all had been said and done, and the band had decided to call it a day, we quietly made our way down the stairs whence we came, with the dulcet tones of the tuba still echoing round my brain, leaving Carol's dry sherry to its own devices, forlornly, but that's just the way it is these days, I'm afraid to say. Whilst making our way, I was mentally thanking the powers that be for rekindling our love affair with the mighty Tuba and the song that our band played when we took to the floor for the first dance at our wedding reception all those many years ago. How I wish I could turn the clock back to that day when the Nightingale really did sing in Berkeley Square. But we can't, can we? Yet that afternoon at the Blue Note was the next best thing by a mile, you see.
That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dancing at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. The moon that lingered over London town, was a moon, he wore a frown. How could we know we two were so in love? The whole darn world seemed upside down. The streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And as we kissed and said goodnight, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. That lingered on town for a puzzled moon, he wore a frown. How could he know we two were so in love? The whole darn world stood upside down. Our homeward step was just as light as the tap dancing feet on the sand. And like an echo far away, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I know 'cause I was there.
The Celebrity Spinners. And started a wonderful reading by Michael Blackie. And what can I say? I'm even more embarrassed that I got your name wrong now. Now that I've heard you play so well. Mr. Adam Griffiths.